Guys, it's me again. I'm back again. What was I gonna say? It's nothing to do with football per se, but somebody asked me to talk somewhat about my YouTube career, if you can call it that. And yeah, we might as well get into it. So I'd say, firstly, we've got to talk about credibility. That was probably the hardest one, and I'm still on a long way. I mean, people always tell me, "Oh, you're this, you're that. You've got 1,000 subscribers." I love my 1,000 subscribers. Each and one of you, you're some real guys because you saw something in me before everyone else. So yeah, but the reality is that's not so big compared to the others. It's nothing. We're the realest of them all, so we know that. But what I mean by credibility is that at some point you obviously signed onto YouTube, saw my face or whatever, because I never used to put the animation, not the animations, the images in it. You just used to see my face. I didn't even have a clue about thumbnails, so you probably saw some mad stuff like, or some mad stuff, and you probably thought, who's this guy? He's probably, we were in a culture where people like to laugh and shout and be nonsense and act stupid to get attention, and you probably thought, who's this guy? This younglish looking guy is probably talking nonsense, and the video visual effects aren't the best. What's he talking about? You then obviously saw, liked enough of what you saw, went and looked at previous vids or whatever. You might have just seen one, hit subscribe. This guy knows what he's talking about. You see that? If we relate that to football, once upon a time, Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo were nobodies, and they had to gain credibility. They had to give something for someone to say, okay, Messi, this guy at 16's got mad potential. Let's bring him over, or whenever how old he is, let's bring him over to Barcelona. This guy could legitimately be the best player in the world one day. Cristiano Ronaldo batted up Manchester United in a friendly. Now went. He gave something to convince you. Get it? I need to convince you lot. Then we need to talk about consistency. I know I'm so scatty and mad sometimes with these uploads. It's just, sometimes I just think there's no point waiting. Why am I waiting? Like, is some YouTube police? I can upload as much as I want or as little as I want. I don't see no contract. It's my thing. So consistency. I need to constantly be in you guys' faces. I can't. There's no point being passive in this YouTube thing, especially when you're not big like that. And I just have a lot of opinions. So I needed to prove myself like a footballer. Consistency at this level, to be honest, to a high standard, and without me sounding like I'm up my own bum. Yes, I'm right sometimes. Yes, I'm wrong sometimes. Yes, I can sound fickle and knowledgeable. We're football fans. I stand behind that. I stand behind that to a high, and I do these things to a high standard, because that's what you guys always take something away from my vids. You might laugh at other people's vids, might do other things, but you always take away something that sticks with you in my thing. Because some of you get in my comments like, oh yeah, you said that. I'm not here to be a know-it-all and things like that. Of course, I like to be right. I just simply a man who loves football. Like, I don't know nothing else other than football. Of course, I do, but this is something I've always wanted to do or always known about. And to be honest, I should have started these YouTube things when I was in school with K-Rose. I'd look completely different, to be honest. Small, ruggy little guy, picky ass K-Rose. But yeah, so there's that. I had to convince you guys I'm ready and prove I know my stuff. So we've had consistency and credibility. I had to obviously prove I wasn't like the rest. I had to show a drive to be better. You saw improvements. I mean, I invested in this little green screen thing. You saw constant, small improvements, and you're going to keep seeing small improvements. I've actually been looking at how to use certain programs, so you might see something in the future. I'm going to keep tight-lipped on that. But you see the drive to get better, the want to get better. Again, Cristiano Ronaldo, if he stayed just doing the usual baller things, he'd have a decent career. He was at Manchester United, so he would have won a decent amount of stuff. But would he be Cristiano Ronaldo, arguably the best ever to some, or one of the best ever, or whatever, and this goal machine and all these things? He wouldn't have that if he never had the drive for himself. Do you get it? That's why you see so many vids. Obviously, I had to convince you guys, but that ties into the thing. I had to show bravery, of course. I mean, I just thought this was going to get 10 views and things like that. And even then, I was kind of shook. Not shook, I mean, someone could beat me up, or I'm scared of trolls or nothing. But you guys know what I mean. I had to display bravery to get in front of a camera, to say my opinion, right or wrong. Even if we look at the Sonic, go and look at my Luco vid, how much dislikes and how much people chatting, pardon my language, shit. In them comments, like, you got to see it. Courage to say what's right and what I believe, whether people want to agree or not. Like I said, I've been raised in a certain way. I'd speak up for justice and I speak for what's right. And where I'm from, growing up, you couldn't be you had to stand up for yourself and have a backbone, or guys are just gonna eat you alive, whether that's in school, whether that's on the roads, or whether that's in your working life. Like, we live in the city, London. This is where it is, where there's a concrete jungle surrounded by vultures. So it's stand up for yourself or take stuff, to be honest with you. So yeah, man, this is just it. Like, I hope I've answered the guy's question. These are all relatable things to footballers, to be honest with you. Like, In short, like just the consistency, I don't know how long it's gonna take to blow. If because I'm only saying that because some of you lot say, oh, you should be on Sky Sports, this, that, and the third. I don't know how long them things take, but one thing you will see is consistency. Sure, it gets hard. Sure, sometimes I'm like, forget this, man. There's no point of this no more. This is long. I don't need to do this. Those guys that know me in my personal life know what I'm on about. Like, there's no need for this. Sometimes I'm happy, of course. I'm human. Like, I'm human. Of course, you don't see that. You just see vids and things like that. But yeah, I'm waffling now. Deluded Guna, I'm signing out. Get in the comments, subscribe, like the vid for me, follow me on my socials, Deluded Guna 04 and everything but Snapchat. Well, that's just DGuna 04. I'm out.